Do you have stuff that is unsaved on it?
Ever wonder what your day would be like with Boom Radio? Yep, us too. We don't think about nightmares.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's been a minute. First things first, apologies for going off abruptly yesterday and apologies for starting late today. We are sorry.
Apologies accepted.
Thank you.
Who is collecting the apology?
On their behalf.
Don't need you to collect the
All
apology.
our fans are there.
They will collect by themselves. They don't have to collect it.
The kind of places that Tokunbo has been to,
Oh my
he
God.
has the authority to say.
So happy at this
I
point.
told you Gulliver's Travels, Tokumbo's Travels,
Yes.
booming. Okay, don't worry.
Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Sola Dolupo, and like SR said, we're really sorry. Quite a few technical issues between yesterday and today, but hopefully they're all sorted. But we're just not going to not just let it slide again today. Not possible. So
you're Tokunbo, you're in trouble.
oh,
You're ready.
What is the meaning of
Amandla, free at last. All right. God bless you guys. You guys just.
for that?
You guys are amazing.
God bless them for that. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
They wish you well.
God bless you too.
BT616.
oh wow! Well, so people are even saying we're actually just waiting.
BT616. Uncle Tokunbo is free at last. Can't you see he's wearing white?
What you guys don't know is really
Peace.
when you hold something and it's too hot, you drop it.
I
They hold me. I was too hot for them.
Akibito said, welcome.
Thank you.
You know, welcome. Is it rainfall or what does this? Because everything means something now these days in this life that we are in.
That's a spiritual proclamation
The welcome
from the spirit.
with the exclamation
From the spirit
From
himself.
the spirit.
Himself.
From the spirit.
Himself.
I like that. I like that. Angle.
Yes.
You know, it's not angle. It is angle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One goalless draw.
Yes.
one goalless draw.
Say this one. Angle. All right. Of course, if you're just joining us, Akibito said Esa would be nice. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. You know, and this is the nice meal. The other meal,
They don't want to see it.
you don't.
No, personally.
You don't.
No,
you
no.
know. So of course, if you guys have seen the headlines, there's a whole lot of stuff that's happening in and around the world, and yes, we're taking your feedback, and we're going more global soon. But let's talk these local issues first. You know,
Me is not going
me,
anywhere anytime soon.
me, myself, and Tokunbo. Because if I said me, myself, and I'll be doing injustice to this great human being.
Oh my
in front of
God.
Me, myself, and Tokunbo have been on an expedition today. Gulliver's Travels within
I want
Lagos.
to know. I want to know.
Anyway, so
And you know what they say in theater? No matter what happens,
the
show must go on.
Yes, exactly.
Alright.
So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. First things first, fuel scarcity. NNPC has come out to say that it's ending May 1st.
NNPC should keep quiet.
Please, they should
But
watch,
they said it. They
should
said that
watch
they're
what they're
releasing,
saying
I
now.
think, about 1.5 billion liters.
Please.
I'm just.
We
I'm
need
just
sound
the messenger.
effects. Wait.
I'm just
Shola-
the messenger.
Shola-
Why
Shebi
am I? I
Shebi
it
is
sounds
BoomBar.
like I'm getting
It's not,
attacked.
no, it's not
Shola,
about you.
let her explain
Wait,
this.
are you being paid?
By NNPC?
Yes.
I didn't say
I'm just-
MMPC.
If you are not
I'm
being
just
paid,
relaying information.
Please don't respond.
I'm a journalist. I'm just supposed to.
Okay, so if you are not being
Responding-
paid specially by NNPC, please don't respond. We're not talking to you. You are the messenger. It's the message that we are facing now.
See what petrol has cost.
Exactly.
In this studio.
If you queue for 3 hours, then you get to the front.
I get you.
You queue for 720 naira fuel. 720 naira.
And then you get there.
Then you get to the front and they say they're not selling. It's not like they're out of it. They say they're not
They're
selling
not
anymore.
selling anymore.
You say NNPC said
We
it
saw-
will end
We saw that
tomorrow.
today. We saw that today.
May
What's
1st.
tomorrow?
Yeah. I was not my own
Is
headache
May
now.
1st not
What's the
tomorrow?
month? What's the month before me?
Oh Jesus! My
June.
You don't get my point.
April is before me.
June.
What is April 1st?
Well, I have April Fool's Day.
It's May 1.
Anyway,
May Day is May
I was
May Day,
only
May Fool's Day.
I was only relaying the information, and besides, it was just headlines. I not even got it.
We don't want
Because
to know.
Dolupo,
We don't
you
want to
just
know.
went
Dolupo, what we saw outside there today.
We don't want to know.
Anyway,
2 weeks
also,
time.
I'm going to continue. You are not going
You
to
now
cut
get
me
to
short.
another filling station,
Yes, so
and
anyway.
they'll tell you pay 500 naira to enter, 500 naira to buy generator, 500 naira to buy for car.
Keg, that one said. Is it?
Or you got the one that they say you must buy meat pipe.
No, that one is meat pipe. Meat
Meat
pipe.
pipe. The meat in the pipe.
Anyway, you people are not nice. We're also going to be talking. Since you people are we're already moving on from
We're at the
Zamata
bar,
because we are
we're
not
at the
talking
bar.
about Zamata anymore.
No.
We're moving on. We're moving
No.
on. There's nothing else to say.
No.
About the fair problem.
Yes, because we're
Dolupo.
there's literally
It
so
will
many
be
things
it will
to
be
say.
unfair.
You people have said a lot
This
already.
is injustice to the
Dolupo.
people who are queuing
There's
for
nothing
fuel.
else to
Power
say.
to the people.
Dolupo, no.
Okay, what else do you want to say?
That outside is not
That's
good.
the point. You already made your point.
Itanya
But NNPC said that tomorrow there will be fuel. If there's no fuel, you can go ask them. It's not my headache.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. So,
NNPC
okay,
spokesperson.
I get it. But actually, we should not be paying so much and be queuing for fuel.
And if you care for fuel, yes, that's always my issue with it.
And one of the things I want to advise this government: do not make the mistake of taking Nigerians for granted. No matter how much people support you, when it gets to issues of power,
Don't go further.
According to them-
because it's going to be like we want to
I have left it.
Please just hold it there.
So
have left
according to
But,
still
a
the
hungry man-
NNPC, according to the NNPC,
Yes.
they're also saying that the Kaduna Refinery would resume 60% production capacity by December.
We're talking about May, June. What are we now?
Congratulations to Kaduna Refinery.
You know what? I hope that it
Dolupo,
actually comes on stream.
No,
Okay,
of course.
I hope it
it's
comes
a,
on
it's
stream.
a great hope. I do.
But why I said so is that
Yes.
maybe some of the issues that we're having right now, we would not have it because, at least first things first, the issue of transporting fuel back and forth. Hopefully by then to Dangote Refinery, I think it's supposed to start refining petrol by May as well. So by December, if those two come up on stream and they're fully functional, there's a lot. I think that it will go long way to reducing this occurrence of fuel scarcity and all. I'm just saying.
This NNPC, is it press release or publication?
Yeah, It's a press release that
When was it out?
today. They
Today.
say, yes.
Today, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Long, I won't use the word overdue. We talked here yesterday about communication. Everything went dead at a point. Nobody understood what was happening. Nobody was explaining anything to anybody. We don't take people for granted.
Sorry, please. Do we have?
How you face the camera?
I think
It's not because I'm feeling
No, Dolupo, you are my talking
No,
contact.
I get your point.
But
I'm just saying
Tokunbo,
that.
have you noticed today that there's something off about Dolupo?
No, there's something off about both of you.
It's
Because
petrol.
You know
It's
what,
petrol.
Dolupo, we went outside there. We took in a lot of
there's
petrol.
something off about both of you.
Petrol fumes is not
Because
good.
all is left is for somebody to punch me right now.
You better watch your
no,
mouth.
No. I
Any which
think
way.
it was left too late, but they have done something. But they should always learn to take the first step. Communicate to the people. These are the things, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, boy, girl,
Yeah,
in the
this
next
is
2 weeks, we are going to expect this kind of problem. Please,
We have a
comment. Can we?
Another comment.
So Oluwarem
Listen,
Lekuto Viho says, "What does Kaduna Refinery work in translating Nigerians? How many such news have we heard, and what have come of
What
them?"
have come of it?
Okay, so I do not think. I think this is a completely different angle. Why I said so is because. No, let me finish.
Speak your mind.
Since
Allow me to
we've
express
been-
myself. You
we've
speak
been
your mind.
Since maybe I was like
Okay.
a child, we've been going on about this Kaduna Refinery working or not working. I remember the last dispensation how every there was talks of every what's it called? Every budget there's money that is being pumped into all these refineries and they never work. So kudos to the government of President Buhari actually. There was a lot of work that went into it. In fact, I think last month or 2 months ago, I think they've officially started test running it a few weeks ago. I think we spoke about it. So at this point now, I think it's no more it will work. It's no more they are working on it. It's because I know that there was an official a few years ago under President Buhari, they had to bring in a fresh company that had to go through everything all over again and all that. So yes, I think that to a large extent they were actually a bit transparent with what was going on with the Kaduna Refinery.
Really?
Yes.
Dolupo,
Really?
I like everything that you have said.
Yes.
But I also would like to toe the line of Oluwarem Lekuto Viho. She's saying, let me read it again.
Okay.
What does Kaduna Refinery working translate to for Nigerians?
Yeah, I had not gotten to that point.
You have not answered that.
No, I had not gotten to
How
that point.
many of such news have we heard and what came of them?
Okay,
That
so
is the one that you have been tackling.
So
and I think
now
we need to move
So
quick.
now, the thing is that number one, how many of such news? I'm not sure we have really gotten any of that kind of news. Like there is a definite time Kaduna Refinery. We've always just heard they're fixing refinery.
We've had several.
We've had
So-
several.
I beg.
We have several.
We've
Anyway,
had several.
We have.
So, but that's
go on.
what I'm saying it from the angle of there's already a conversation of a test run going on. That's where I'm coming from, which it has never really happened before. All we've always said was that. Now, if the Kaduna Refinery starts working, like I said, at that point, hopefully the Dangote Refinery too would start working. I think that a lot of the main issue is that importation of PMS and other refined products of crude oil will drastically reduce, if not completely so, because at some point it probably won't make sense for even private people to import a lot of PMS if it's going to be. Take for example, case in point, diesel. Diesel went to as high as 1,900. The minute Dangote started pumping out diesel to Nigerians, diesel has now gone from about 1,009 to about 1,050 in a space of about a month or two. So that if we use that template for our own refineries now working with PMS, we're going to have reduced. The price is going to drop, whether we like it or not.
Look, you're so brilliant in your analysis. Personally, there's nothing wrong. I like it. I like the submission, right? What I am saying is this, right? Nobody can tell me. Well, if you tell me, I still will find it difficult to believe you as a minister or an aide, that we cannot project and see what April, May will look like. In the history of Nigeria, looking for fuel all over the place, you can project and see what's going to happen. And when you project it, all you have to do is hold it. Look, guys, we're going to have it tough the next 1 week.
But they say that there will be fuel in May first.
No. Oh.
See.
Dolupo,
No, wait, hold on.
The accident has occurred, and you are now telling me that it's going to happen in the future.
Future is tomorrow. May first is tomorrow.
No, it can't be tomorrow for some people.
Wait, let me explain to you.
I've been outside. Dolupo, I've been outside that place today.
Wait.
And I can tell you what I saw.
You don't get my point.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that you said that they should put out more information. They already put out the information. Whether we now believe it or whether it's going to work is a different conversation.
Belated.
No. Whether that deadline is going to be met or not is a different conversation.
Okay.
But right now they'll tell you that they have informed you.
Do we go personal?
No, please.
Okay, fine. All right.
Anyway, so just wanted to put that out there. Do you understand? Basically. Okay. Now, moving on from that, still talking a bit about power. The NERC has now announced that from tomorrow, a lot of things are hinging on this May 1st. May 1st we shall come. They say that they're deregulating meter prices, and customers from now on are going to choose vendors that they want to buy their meters from.
I don't understand that one.
You go online and buy a meter. That's what they're saying.
Okay, but it has to be. I want to buy from somebody who services my area.
They're saying you can choose wherever you want to buy.
Oh, I can stay here
you
now.
You can choose.
And say I want to be supplied by
whoever.
Ibadan Disco.
Not Ibadan. No,
Example.
They don't have discos.
Okay.
So the meter itself,
okay.
They're actually mostly privately owned.
Yeah,
companies.
You can say IKG, or you can say
so whatever company you want to buy from, at their own price you buy and they come and install.
Okay.
That's what they're saying right now. Also, coming from the House of Representatives, they've also asked the NERC to suspend implementation of the new tariff on Band A. Now,
is that what you just announced that one like that?
Now
that is a big story.
Why I have an issue.
They should suspend.
I won't totally be happy about that now.
Okay. Before you move on, there's something that's relevant to the story that you were talking about.
Okay, so BT616 says only in Nigeria do you pay for a meter. It's supposed to be free. Which kind of country do they live, Seth? Funny thing is that interestingly,
I remember
growing up. Yeah. You don't pay for meter. You didn't pay for meter. It started with this.
The local meters we had before.
Yes, it started with this because they will always tell you that it's not your property.
Yes.
Yeah. Now.
True. You don't even touch it.
Yeah, you are not even supposed to touch it. It's not your property. If there's a problem with it, you're supposed to call them and they're supposed to help fix it up and all that. With the advent of the prepaid meters, I think even the first set of prepaid meters were not even bought.
They were bought.
They were bought. In this,
you will pay and you won't get it for 4 years.
Are we talking about this, sir? This sir we are in.
No, sadly.
So, it's like the set-top boxes, the DSTVs, the Star Times, and all of them. Okay. I remember that in 1 or 2 countries that we have been to, their box was faulty and they came to swap it.
Yeah.
And they didn't charge for it. Just keep paying your monthly subscription. But in Nigeria, they will charge us so much for those boxes.
They will.
And
some of them will not even work.
Don't even still belong to us.
You don't own it.
Or they will swap the cards.
Or
they would,
they could swap.
So it's still the same concept.
You are buying to somebody else's.
It's the same concept that they are using for the meters.
True.
Some of these hardwares don't actually belong to you.
They don't belong to you.
But they charge you to get it, like the internet.
You
the
pay
internet
maintenance
service
for
providers.
it. You pay maintenance on it.
You're paying maintenance. You're paying your monthly subscriptions and
True,
everything.
true.
But they ask you to pay this lump sum to get it. I get that.
Break
But
it
when I
down.
pay that, it's mine. There's an internet service company that we started with at our first studio that keeps mailing us that they want to come and remove one place that we don't even have access to anymore. Somewhere that we left about four years ago. They are telling us you want to come and remove one radio, then you will check the quality, and then you give us 10K.
Is it your radio?
And then you will give us
Is it
10K.
your radio?
You better warn them not to go.
Do you understand that?
Trespassing.
No, let them go there now. What's my own? So something that when you brought it, you collected 60,000 naira from us. You want to come and remove it now?
And you give
Then
us
you
10K.
inspect it first. Take it to your office and inspect and check it's in good condition. Then you now give us 10K. This is how they are doing. It's the same thing with the meters. I also don't think that people should be paying for meters. The reason why they shouldn't be paying is that it's an ongoing concern, and you keep chopping up. If you don't chop up, you won't have light.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, you can actually spread the cost, because look at it now. You will pay for meter. You will pay for even not using the meter. You will pay.
Yeah, you pay maintenance.
There's a service charge, maintenance charge, and
I
everything.
think they stopped it. They
What
stopped
is-
it. They stopped.
We have a
the
couple
service
of
charge.
comments.
What is
So
that
there's-
one that we all contribute as community people for them?
Transformer.
Transformer. They still buy. Don't they still buy transformer?
People buy. Yes.
They buy
People
transformer.
buy.
So
Which
I have a stake somewhere.
anyway. Peterman says major energy companies will not invest in Nigeria because your electricity is heavily subsidized.
Yeah.
If you want power, you have to
True.
pay 3 to 5 times the current rate for them to make their money back. And I think that's
True.
the angle
True.
that the power minister is coming from. Now, this goes to the House of Reps saying that NERC should halt this now. Now, the question is, the increase is that, do they have those? Is it a suggestion, or because if they do not have those extant powers to tell them to stop it exactly, because the honest truth is that this is the same. Was it yesterday that the power minister had also come out to say that if this tariff increase stays, or power is gone to the dogs completely?
Okay, in my opinion, my view is that
Chessboard.
the increase for the band A is not a Nigerian thing. Even in Kenya, they have those categories of, and it's always been. Even in Nigeria, it's always been. They used to have. If you look at your old meters, there's
Always
LL1,
been,
L2,
yes.
and all of that. There's always
Always
a class and all that based on supply.
Yeah.
What I feel still is that government subsidizes it, and that's why the majors are not coming in to invest in Nigeria. It was Peterman that said this, and it's 100% correct. Until that sector is deregulated. But Nigerians going through the double whammy of fuel subsidy removal and floating the dollar will just die if they remove the subsidy.
I don't think
on
they
power.
can remove it completely.
So they can't
At
do
least
it
not
now.
at the moment.
But the one that they've done is a partial removal for the elite. It's the elite that on band A.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Bandits.
I'm not there.
You just came back
No,
from outside. now.
excuse me. I've just
I'm
experienced
not
something
here.
outside
I'm
today.
So,
not here.
Go
so
ahead.
The elite are the ones that
Yeah.
will not be subsidized anymore. So I don't think the Senate or the House of Reps should stop.
Yeah,
that
because
increase
it's
on
not
band A.
everybody.
It's based on supply.
And I will still say I don't know if anybody else agrees with me. If you are going to pay 200 and something naira per kilowatt for constant power without the noise or looking for petrol up and down or whatever it is, I think it's still worth it 100%.
Look, it's still cheaper.
It's
still
still
cheaper.
way cheaper.
If you're going to get 20 hours of power at 200
At least.
200 naira per unit, and I can't remember the calculation for the number of units that you use to make 1 hour or whatever, but that calculation, it's been done over and over and over again. You will find that the cost of running petrol is way higher.
It's still way
what
higher.
about manufacturers?
Manufacturers-
See, even manufacturers,
It's
they
cheaper
don't
for
have
them.
to. It's cheaper. They don't
It's
have to buy
cheaper.
as much diesel.
So-
It's still cheaper
Okay,
on a
but
long
they will
run.
still buy. But the price of things they produce will still be a little bit high.
No, because
be
if
cheaper.
it's-
It will still be
if the
cheaper.
power, if the amount
No.
of power they're using
No.
is cheaper, it doesn't affect.
They will
the
spend
price.
less.
They will
Beautiful.
spend less.
They will spend less.
Beautiful, handsome, on one condition. that you pay and you get service.
And that's why it's
No,
band
that's it.
A.
That's band A.
That,
No, see, the truth is,
Band
you can't call people on band A to tell you how many hours they
yes,
collected.
I know people that are on band A and they have 48, 72 hours non-stop power. No, the people that I know that are on band A, I am 100
millions on the 400.
No, there are no millions on band A.
There are not so many.
All these band something, it's just to confuse me.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
Confusing
the
me.
People on band A,
likewise, people who are
officially
paying
on band A, they actually have a lot of power. They do.
Okay.
They do. That I don't think that
that's
we can.
actually a fact.
We'll have a feedback somehow.
You're still listening and watching the BoomBar on your Boom Radio NG. We thank you guys for joining us. The messages, we're not going anywhere yet. The messages, the comments, everything. Please like, comment, and share. Share this video with your friends to let them be a part of it. We not only do we talk, we also prefer solutions. In the solutions journalism, it's beyond just talk and everything. So we're also preferring solutions and all of that, and we're giving you the news behind the news.
We are doctors.
And of course, we have an experienced returnee.
Don't go there. Shola.
Anyway,
Shola, now I understand.
His name is
we're
Tokunbo.
still
I understand.
And then we're moving on to okay.
Dolupo, you are
Can
worse.
I explain?
You are worse.
His name is Tokunbo, returnee.
Dolupo, you are worse.
What did I say wrong? Your name is Tokunbo.
You are okay, but you are
returnee.
worse.
Abi?
Without saying anything, I'm suddenly worse. Wow. Anyway, Village Trader says we need our leaders to have political bravery, to have the courage to allow the liberalization to work so that the power sector can work just the same way the telecoms industry worked. Talking about telecoms industry, they too are saying that their tariff is low though.
Yeah.
But it has worked. They want to work.
It's worked.
It has worked.
Yes.
That liberalization is the issue. You know, you can couch it or call it any name you want. But remember what it was when there was a monopoly by Nitel and MTEL, and when they more or less sold licenses, and we all saw what happened.
Yeah.
And even when they did that, it was until a Nigerian company came, Globacom, that we now saw the real revolution in telecoms.
Yes,
I remember those days. If you didn't use your phone to call, you went to a call center, and they're charging you 100 naira per minute. It's not per minute. You have to pay for the first 3 minutes. Do you guys remember?
If you're using your phone, even if you talk for just 30 seconds,
you pay for a minute. So they were charging us per minute even on our phone. But even it was worse at the call center.
Yes,
you go to a call center and you pay 3 minutes. Do you guys remember? You pay for 3 minutes even if you use 3 seconds. So guess what? Even when there was a drop call, you will pay for 3 minutes.
You pay.
But when Globacom came with the full liberalization and said, you know what, let's do per second billing.
It didn't look
Change
like
the face of
it didn't look like
everything.
it was ever going to happen.
We supported that.
So
and
what he's saying makes sense if we do it in the power sector. But I'm saying, please let us
if
delay
we allow it.
No, we can't.
I don't think it's allowing. It's the fact that at this point, can Nigerians afford it with the amount of inflation that is in the system?
Look
I don't think
now
that.
we're talking about inflation. We're talking about the salary wage increase or whatever. That salary is something.
Tokunbo. There's a phrase that he used there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if
go.
He said political bravery. That is powerful.
That's a will.
Political bravery.
That's a will. Yeah.
And that bravery has been deployed to
actualize
fuel subsidy started in 1977 in this country.
Yeah.
In the 70s. And someone now came in 2023 and removed it.
He didn't even tell us he said he was.
It was not in his speech now.
He did tell us because what we're hoping that he was going to be removed in June. He just said it in passing. Anyway, we have a question though. Village Trader says, question, why can't we let Lagos, Kano, Rivers, Delta and Ogun State grow at their own pace? Why must they wait for backward states like Kogi? Let every state grow at their own pace. I think a lot of states are growing at their own pace actually. And why I think he is talking about
is that not the state of white?
Are you from the
white line?
Don't do any white hair.
The white lion.
Don't do any white hair, please. It's
white lion.
White meow.
Are you there?
White meow.
It's close to my state.
It's close to you.
It's close to
now
my
I
state.
understand you a little bit now
It's
because
close.
I was wondering what concern you at that place.
All our states.
Which states?
No, it's not Nigeria.
I have in-law there. I have in-law.
Okay.
And I've been there. I've been to Kaba.
Anyway, so basically,
Okay.
I think that what he's basically talking about,
But he
you know,
made
the
a
truth,
point.
he made a point, and I think he's
made a
talking about
point.
allocations and all that. Let's call it spade a spade. There are some states that would take, for example, Lagos State would do without anybody's allocation.
Yeah.
They would.
At this stage,
And the
at this
truth,
level
and the
now.
truth is that so
Yeah.
every state can grow at their own pace if they want to. If they want to, really. The way, take for example, you would think that the North is not doing a lot and all that, but the way former Governor El Rufai revolutionized the IGR in Kaduna State.
That's a political drive he's talking about.
So he did what he was going
That's
to do
the
regardless
political
of
drive
whatever was
he's
coming in.
talking
So,
about.
yeah, so
Fantastic.
I think that okay. Peterman says they need to merge some states. Please scrap Osun and Ekiti. Excuse me.
No. Let's do something. Let's
I
help-
don't like it. I don't
let's
like
help-
it.
A minute.
Please don't insult my state.
Let's help
Do
Peterman.
not insult my state.
No.
Osun State can go.
No, just a minute. It's his opinion, but let me help you guys further.
Osun State needs to be merged to your state.
Please, learn to edit him. Look, Mr. Peter, you can continue.
Why are we
But
editing? No, I don't need to edit him. He said what he said.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I put his name. He said what he said.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Akibitoye says if we are throwing shades, shouldn't be in that class at village.
No,
Shouldn't be
read it
Ekiti.
well. Read well, please.
If we are throwing shades, shouldn't Ekiti be in that class at village trader? Sad eyes, Osun State. I think that honestly, Osun State, with the way they are doing now, and with the way their governor is, shout out to Osun State people. I think he should be merged to Ondo State.
We're not
No, we
about
don't want
state
to.
here. We're not about state
maybe
creation now.
merge
Today,
and Ekiti.
can we move on, please?
they
We
should
are
go
not
back
about
to their
state creation
Oyo.
because these guys want to drag us into something else entirely.
Peterman saw my notes. Oh, okay. Aki says Peterman saw his notes.
see?
Anyway, we will see where all that is going. But let's talk about another very interesting issue that is definitely going to get a lot of us talking, and it is UTME released results yesterday. That's JAMB. JAMB released their UTME yearly results.
JAMB
and I'm sure that who did not do JAMB in this place? Did you do JAMB?
There was no jam in Tokunbo's time.
You did do. Oh wow.
There was no jam.
Honestly, that was just a very honest question. I was just asking.
During Tokunbo's period,
Peter Ban says.
they used to write.
I'm sure he's
application.
replied to you. His reply, he says, I said what I said. Nigeria only needs 8 to 12 states. All these mushroom states.
No, I don't like what you said, but it's your opinion.
I agree though.
It's your
I honestly
opinion.
agree.
It's your
Kogi
opinion.
states.
By the way, one question, please. Where are you from? I'm just curious.
Okay.
I just want to know. Help
You
us,
heard the
please.
man.
Where are you from?
Anyway, I agree with you.
Why
Abia,
you wait for an
Anambra,
answer?
some of those
Let
states,
me-
they need to be merged. You don't.
I didn't say any
No,
state to-
Dolupo.
I beg.
Mind what you say.
That's what it is. What it is.
Mind
Okay,
what
so it's
you
okay for us to talk about
say.
Kogi and Osun, but we can't talk about Abia.
No, you're
and
just
Anambra.
highlighting it. Don't go. Don't listen to these guys. They are pushing you somewhere else.
Yeah,
Let
they're
us
pushing me
move
anywhere.
on.
I'm just saying
Look,
what I
Dolupo, let's move on. We have a
Anyway.
lot to discuss. They are
Anyway.
pushing you to states. No, please.
Jam.
Anyway,
Oh,
JAMB
jam.
has decided to jam people as they have now released their results, and they have some very interesting statistics. So they're talking about how 76% of the number. I was looking at it about they had about 1.8 million people write the exams. About 1.4 million failed. About 76% of people that took that exam did not get 50%, meaning they did not get 200 out of 400. 76%, and less than 1% of that number got over 300. I saw 8,000 and something number, and it looked big. It looked big, yeah. But by the time we now add everything up together, it's actually less than 1% of that number got over 300, and about. So we're looking at about just a bit over 23% of people, about 24% of people passed.
Shola, you asked
Sorry,
me
before
a
you,
question the
please
other
just
time.
hold a second
Yes,
thought.
please.
Akibitoye says we could as well have 50 states if we want to go the way of US of A.
We'll come back to states.
I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah.
Since true federalism is still a long way off, Village Trader said the growing Olodo pandemic in Nigeria is alarming. Oh my sheo. I agree with you.
You talked about JAMB. Let me explain something. JAMB before was not JAMB. What we had was universities individually organized their entrance examinations. And that was way back. And it was so well done. you would go to Ife.
They still do it,
Ife would
sadly.
have centers in Lagos for
They still do it.
for students in Lagos. What as same thing for Ibadan, Lagos, and all that. They will have entrances, and they were the ones actually bringing in those people. If you didn't do well, you didn't do well until they said no. They had to put everything together and blah blah blah, and they did, and it's fine by me. JAMB is okay, but the procedure. There's something wrong somewhere.
I don't
said
think there's
yesterday.
anything wrong somewhere.
You're giving me something. Let me just quit land so we can move on. I think we have to check the system again. Do you know recently at the CE centers, what do you call those
CBT centers, yeah.
They saw some parents trying to help their children out.
Yes. There were talks of how they're going to arrest people.
Well,
So
to arrest
Akibitoye
people.
says, on the UTME matter, the decline started in 2000s. There is no surprise, though, not sure what the alarm is about. Our educational standards stored before crashing and burning. What's better way to... Excuse me, I wrote JAM in 2000s, and...
He's right still. The fact that you wrote it doesn't mean it was right.
It was pointing at something.
Keep a people docile, disorganized, and bickering. What better way to keep a people docile, disorganized, or bickering? Now, for me, this UTME issue, I don't think is about UTME, because I even think that right now, I think their standards are a little better than they were a couple of years ago. Even though I also feel that in about 2-3 years, I've spoken to different sets of students that have taken these exams. I think that UTME is even easier than it used to be then. Personally, I think that even the procedure and all that is way easier than it used to be then. Sadly, more people are failing. And the truth of the matter is that, so now the question now begs, and it's not JAM, what kind of schools are these children going to? The secondary schools they're going to, what are you churning out? Now, with the issue with JAM is that every year they come up with cutoff marks that are ridiculously low. I think last year was 160 or something. But the funny thing is that...
cutoff marks to accommodate the brains, the level.
The sad part is that there's still schools, there's still a lot of federal and some private universities as well that will still not take you if you do not have 200. So JAM's cutoff is for their pockets.
So JAM is JAM. Schools are different.
You've read the message from Village
Village Trader says, if
but he
you
has
are
another
viewed-
one, and
Okay,
Dolupo wants to
wanna
read
have-
it. Yeah.
You
That's
were
it.
viewed like a god on earth if you come to America with WAEC and JAM results before the year 2000. Omar Shehu, back in 2003, I ran after my lecturer after a lecture in Fortran. I queried why he wasn't teaching us Java, C# and all. The prevailing program languages that time, he said the curriculum.
Yeah. So look at that.
So, yeah.
And that's an IT man speaking there when you're talking about Fortran. And you're supposed to be doing Java, Java and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But guess what? Just like Village Trader, two of the messages that Village Trader dropped back to back, there's something there. Omar Shehu, and Omar Shehu in Yoruba means it's sad. It's a very sad situation.
Wow.
And I don't want us to gloss over it, because that's actually the crux of the matter. Omar Shehu.
It's a period of emergency. We have to look into it.
So
Standards are no longer there.
when there's this statistics staring you in the face, and last week the Minister of Education is trying to tell you, don't rush your children.
Yeah.
See the ones that we have rushed.
Yeah, that's
Because
another thing.
You don't let them now. 6 years of primary school is your children will do only 5 years. 6 years of secondary school, no, they must do only 4 or 5 years. You see children in SS1 who are already trying to get into university.
Yes.
In SS2, and all they need to do is pass. Nobody knows how they pass, but they're just gonna pass.
They have to pass.
Then they
They
get
have to
into
pass.
uni, and they will still pass. But you see, the mistake, the problem is that they are not really learning anything. They're not imbibing anything. They're not acquiring any skills.
They just pass.
Okay,
They're
so
just passing
Christopher
through.
says
They're just passing through the
immature in
schools.
Yoruba is called Kogbo Kogbo. Yeah,
Greek.
And I think that a lot of times, so a lot of things that age does, even to your brain,
Yes.
it gives you, it helps you accommodate
This
things
is
a
the
little
result.
bit.
So,
Yeah.
So before we dump on the government, we know that the government is a problem.
But we need to
let us speak to ourselves first. If you are a parent or an auntie or an uncle and you're trying to circumvent the system, because you graduated, you got into uni at 21 and you think it's wrong, so your sis or your daughter or your son must get at 18 or 17
remember
or 16.
we're having this conversation last night, and I sat down and I was talking about a few things that happened when I was in uni. I got into uni at age 16, yeah? And I was saying that there are a few things that happened that with the benefit of hindsight, in fact, there was a time when I got into 200 level that I had an opportunity to move to another department. But like my mates would be going 300 level, me, and now go back to 200 level. With the better, at that time I was still 17. What was I chasing after? What was my problem? But do you understand? At times, age, maturity, maybe immaturity was my problem then. Not it was my problem then. And getting into uni older probably would have made me realize that who cares?
Why the rush?
Why the rush? Do you understand? Akibitoye says, the sad part, I went back to LASO in 2022, spoke with the exco of the department students body, and sure enough, Fortran is still on the curriculum. I couldn't cry. I wanted to. We are far, man. You know why?
In 2022.
It is still on the curriculum.
No, you know why I would agree with him? I remember this was 2008 when I got into UI. And I think, 2009. So I had a departmental course that was clashing with a chemistry course that I was taking. So we had to go and ask them that, okay, is there a way that they could help us swap the time so that it will accommodate everybody? This person was a doctor, was an associate professor that we went to meet. What did he say? He said when he was an undergraduate in UI, that was the timetable he used.
No, repeat it, please. I lost you somewhere.
He was supposed to, we went to ask if they could help us change timing on the timetable.
And he said that was.
And he said this timetable that can we see that is in typewriter and is very faint. This was the timetable he used when he was a student.
Emergency don't come. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At this point, what do you say?
I'm not being trivial about this.
Yeah.
There is something wrong somewhere.
Yeah, so we
have to declare something about the education system.
If you look at that example that Dolupo brought about, a timetable that was made pre-Tokunbo's era, even before Tokunbo went to school.
Whatever you say, it's fine.
And look at what Village Trader said about when...
Okay, at Akibitoye, it's going to get worse with the global interaction of education.
Absolutely.
Of AI.
AI.
Okay,
we're going to get somewhere. It's going to be tough.
We rushed to buy the latest iPhone, Samsung, and so on. The latest Kia, Hyundai, BMW, and all.
It's a pity. I've used this thing for 5 years. I would have given you a key.
Largely driven by the academia, as always. Niger defined the odds. North Talk. Akibitoye is going to. Okay, yes.
Village Trader was responding
to Akin.
And I think that, like Esther had said, it starts from the home. What kind of... Okay, so the truth is that when I wrote JAM, as much as there were about 8,000 and something people that had over 300, having 300 was out of this world. There were definitely not this many people that had over 300.
Yes.
But there were still... Because you knew for a fact that at least the least... If you didn't have over 200, you weren't going anywhere. That's at the back of... So you knew for a fact
extra effort.
And the honest truth is that when you write an exam normally, even at 50%, you are not great. You are not great. So how are you... How do we now have a 76% of people that write a particular exam? And we can't even say that is malpractice or there were issues or they withheld my results. It's fully CBT now. So whatever it is that you do, you get your results immediately. What are schools doing?
I think we have to revisit these things. Governments, please don't leave these things alone for ministers. I'm not kidding. We have to. Personally, in my mind, it's an emergency because. We're seeing
it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Has a reply for you.
You asked him a question.
In response to Uncle Tokunbo, I live in Boston. I think you were asking what he did. He said, I work as a cardiologist and watched middle school children learning about the heart.
Fantastic.
I broke down in tears. They were learning about the heart in 5D. It felt like they were literally in the heart. Akibitoye said, last post, I promise. It might not be. It doesn't have to be, actually.
Well, I'm going back to that one by
Peter Akibitoye says, a friend of mine in the UK said a plumber came to check his clogged toilet and his bill was £2,200 just to check. I asked to fix a call. He said that prayer mode did.
and that's about skills.
He said what? Prayer
mode.
That one to inspect is £200 and everything. And these are the real issues. We need to sit down. First of all, declare an emergency on education. A state of emergency.
Sorry, one statement. Akibitoye says we are focused largely on pure academics while sacrificing education. Vocation is also a big deal.
Vocation is a big deal.
And that's where I was going, actually.
Vocation is a big deal.
That's where I was going. And I like that. I said it's time to declare a state of emergency on Nigeria's educational sector. Like the entire thing. We are fooling ourselves. You see, it's like in football. Nigeria won the first under-17 World Cup. Under-16, then they changed it to under-17 because Nigeria won. And after that, we struggled for a few years, then we started winning it over and over again. Then go and check. Statistically, go and check that all the times that Nigeria have won the under-17, how many of those players have transitioned to become the very best in the world? But look at when countries like Brazil and Spain and won it. And what happened? Even when they didn't win, their players became the Messis and of this world. You understand? Knowing that a Ronaldinho came to play at the World Cup that Nigeria hosted, and Xavi and all of them did play here. When you look at it, I say, you know what we were after? We were after the immediate gains, the trophies. You get? But we did not look at the long-term goals and the gains, which was talent. And that's what they did. And that's why they are better than us. That's why they went off. Now, not like we don't have talent, but we were basically, Africa was really cheating just to win this under-8 tournament. Now that we have stopped it, look at the Osimhens of this world. And look at how they are thriving at the world stage. Because they are really and truly young.
They're really young.
So, Nigeria has been crazy about, we have the best WAEC result in West Africa. We have the best. Look, it's time to forget those things and go back to the basics and really get this thing sorted.
So now you don't cheat. We
must change our curriculum. We must change it. I was watching a video of Chinese kids in the kindergarten in China who are already cooking their meals and they are doing a whole lot of stuff by themselves. Skills. It is the skills that we need, and we must start teaching our kids. And some of us, when we send children to private schools, people think it's show off. It's not. These kids are coding already. And Aki is talking about a university in Lagos that they are still on Fortran. We have comments also, so let me know how the microphone.
I think what we should look at is this: when you declare a state of emergency on something, it's not as if the whole place will stop. The word emergency, they should learn that it is for us to have a set and rethink things.
I agree.
That is all it takes.
I agree. So, Village Trader says Nigeria needs to move away from standardized testing. Stop asking 12, 13 kids in GSS 3 to choose their destinies early. The science, art, and commercial SS 1 to 3 model needs to be scrapped. I agree with you. I'm a huge example of that.
Oh yes,
I was a science student all my life. I was a science student.
You were mixing
all of.
I've been
wondering. Can I finish? Can I make my point?
She was mixing.
So I was a science student that enjoyed reading books. And did literature. I went to geography first class, and I'm like, no, I'm not interested in this.
Good.
And I did. But I got into uni and I still continued the sciences. Honest truth, I'm not usually told up to 5 people. I got to 200 after 200 level in university. I knew I was just
you were not there
doing it just to graduate.
Just drive on.
Sadly, if we go back to the age of maturing, I probably should have just dropped out and started over again, doing something else. But the idea that my mates who I'm in school, how am I going to say that I'm not doing it again? That kind of thing. Do you understand? So now, what am I doing? What did I use the better parts of my schooling life to read? Do you understand? And that's where we're going. Like, that model doesn't work. you can do so much. You can I met someone later on, I think when I got to 400 level, that told me that with literature, even with my physics, chemistry, biology, I could have read law.
You could have read law. But somehow along the line,
somebody told me
I'm so happy you are in the best profession. You are in the best. So you are in the best place. Don't you think so?
Dolupo. Again. A clarion call. A clarion call to the people who make all the decisions, and I'm talking about the parents. You see, or actually, look at yourself in the mirror. Your kid is in nursery 2, grade 1, or primary 1, and you're already pushing them. They have to be the best in their class. They have to. If they don't win awards, it's trouble. How many awards did you win?
No, we were always coming first.
Everybody
always coming first.
So who was second, third, and fourth?
Meanwhile, a friend of mine said one day his children went to study, and they found out his old reports.
That was one thing I never. That was one thing I never had the. Would I say the opportunity of those kind of things growing up? I would say kudos to my mom, and why is that? I remember, I think when I got to SS1, she now brought out her WAEC results that she failed maths. As she brought it, I said, it cannot be a generational thing. Problem. I cannot not know maths. And you too, you would not know. It's not possible.
So picture if every parent
did
that, and they were being real about it.
Yeah, very real.
Stop putting these children under this pressure. Let me tell you
what goes on in our own circle.
It wasn't that I didn't get the pressure, but the pressure was
let me just learn this thing so we don't waste time. In their own circle as parents, your kid is still in school. When is he going to finish? Hasn't he finished? Kini is in the medical school now.
Competition.
And the medical school kid they are talking about probably started at the age of 16 or 18. You understand? So it's a competition. And then somebody says,
I agree with that part.
You better let this guy go get out of school on time. Ofema continue that mason every time. So sometimes the money I'm telling you that it's sad, but it's the truth.
I agree with you. Those are things
you
also.
Look at those things
exactly.
As well.
Peterman says my undergraduate studies in the college or university was in fine arts with a minor in biology, and I still got into medical school. I agree the 6334 model needs to be scrapped.
It's gotta go.
It's not working. I totally agree with you.
We have to revisit
now,
it.
That's like so many things that we can't talk at this point.
We're just going to have to
have to move on. But even though there's still a lot that we might not be able to touch. But one that we would have to talk about is the fact that the EFCC looks like they're not done with Mr. Godwin Emefiele.
Uncle.
It's not my uncle.
I didn't say your uncle. I said uncle.
It's not uncle.
I didn't say uncle. I said uncle.
We have another comment on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So Buklamedibi says, "Oh, hi. We've not heard from you like 2 days. Hello.
Thank you.
Are we fighting?
I don't know." So she says, "You can't understand though that words can be used to collect money. Oh, me, my parents built that Bayland Bridge with all my awards."
That's the end. Meanwhile, on that note, I actually want to say a big birthday shout out to Jomiloju. Jomiloju and Muyiwa Rogers. Those two people, it's their birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So Peterman says Emefiele offended village people. I want Yami. Did.
No, please. I want Yami.
I want Yami.
It is not Iyami. It is I want Iyami.
So
those ones are the higher grade of Iya.
How do you know it was Iya? Not Iya.
I want Iya.
Anyway.
I want Iya to do Yaloni. Yeah. They are bigger Iya.
I want Yao.
I guess.
Anyway, EFCC is back again.
Okay.
Now they're now arraigning him on May 15th, saying on 3 counts amended charge, they're amending it again in another fresh court, saying that he disobeyed the direction of law with intent to cause injury to the public during his implementation of the Naira swap of the I've been waiting for this particular one. This is the one that I've been waiting for.
This is the case.
They also accused him of unlawfully approving the withdrawal of 124.8 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. See, is this Naira swap one that he caused bodily physical, mental, spiritual harm.
Psychological.
That's the one I've been waiting for since all these days.
And transformational and transnational. In fact, any word that you can think of, this man allegedly, they say I should be putting allegedly when it comes to this man's matter. My lawyer advised me, and I don't know why, but I'm listening. But dear Dr. Mef, Mephi Bobo, EMF, they say now village people.
EFCC is not leaving you anytime soon.
See, you offended city people too. City people. It's not the one, the magazine.
Only village people.
I don't mean the magazine in Bagada.
The only thing
Me and Tokunbo and Dolupo, we represent a microcosm of the people that you saw. We
you have offended people's
suffered.
the one that pained me.
We suffered.
I had to go and use naira to buy
naira.
I will
It's
never forget.
At a
At
higher rate.
It's sad though. Anyway,
Before you move on,
case.
before you move on, before you go to any case, you know, we're talking about how the dollar is falling, naira is falling. At a rate, at some point, we will call people to say, how much be naira for your area? This is not a joke.
But we're now
Like, naira for my area now. They come your area, come buy.
Yeah, it was really bad.
We didn't buy naira. We didn't buy, but we were hearing about people.
It was really bad. People were using naira to buy sefa. Remember?
To be able to trade.
It's so bad. And anyway, there's still a lot of conversation around that, but there's also the talks of how a former director of the CBN, has also indicted Emefiele, saying that on behalf of the former CBN governor, he collected about $600,000, and this was monies that accrued from, he had to get bribes from people before people were awarded contracts.
$600,000.
Are we talking about the same man?
Mephi.
Yes, now.
Dr. Mef.
Dr. Mef.
Mephi Bobo.
So he collected money.
On behalf of
Eleme
of Dr.
The
Mef.
guy who is talking now is
Yes.
about like his passer.
He used to be his former director, former CBN director as well.
A partner in alleged crime.
In alleged crime. Anyway, Sha, so we're definitely following this. It's obvious that the EFCC has decided that you, on all fronts, you are not going anywhere anytime soon.
You know,
anyway,
still on the EFCC thing, I don't know if you were going to talk about the fact that the court has granted them the order to freeze 1,146 suspicious accounts. I will leave it there. At least my own account has not been
frozen. So we are good. We are good to go. Any which way, on a lighter note,
I have a headache.
Heated arguments started in the Senate today. You know, they just resumed today. And guess what? Over seating arrangements. So apparently they sit according to ranking officers, like how you and the
Didn't
number
they know
of
their
years,
position before?
But they said that, you know, they just moved back to the chambers. So they said that the names, they had name tags, and it was not arranged properly. Somebody that is being a 4-time senator was put at the back, and he got angry.
Is enough. I want to cry. When these people don't go to the street and see what people are looking for, they're looking for petrol all over the place.
It's chair. And they're talking about chair and sitting arrangement.
Honestly, I know
that's what's important to them.
I know there's seats for their officials, the chief whip, majority leader, I knew. But I never knew that I thought people could just sit wherever they felt. But
you know, the funny thing is,
but like, what does that have to do with anything?
I understand decorum and organization, but do these people have sense?
They don't.
Do they know that Nigerians are tired? Do they know what Nigerians are going through? Do you get, like, if I am at a filling station queuing up for fuel and they tell me, oh, this is where you should be, I will be there. But you're not telling me because they put your chair at the back.
The village trader says,
do we have other things?
Psychiatry evaluation should be mandatory for all elected public officials.
Yeah.
And what we look at the Senate.
Let's
you even know the meaning of Senate. If you can check the history and the meaning of Senate, it's a collection of baboons, or what's it called again?
I don't know.
No, Shola, no, it's not.
Is what?
They're not?
Let's move on.
Okay. Anyway, according to him, he said that there is headache. Anyway, the federal government through the Ministry of Works has said that by June there will now be solar-powered CCTV on the 3rd Mainland Bridge. Also, talking about bridges, The Labour Party presidential candidate is still going on knocking the federal government, saying that the coastal bridge is the coastal road, the Lagos Calabar coastal road is not needed, that a lot of people have complained about it. A lot of business people will be rendered
Businessless.
jobless and businessless because of it and all that.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I think that ship has sailed because it's obvious that this bridge is going to happen, whether you like it or not.
You're
So
right.
I think
I
all
think
this
so.
talk does not do anything anymore, personally. Peterman says, please, the federal government needs to arrest Paul Uwanibe for his public blackmail of the government.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, honestly. And he almost, you see, the sad part, I like what Peterman has brought up, you know. There is a place called Mamichulo. It's a business on that same stretch that has now been claimed and will be demolished for this road to be built. This person just started business in January, invested virtually all his funds and everything in it, just the same way Landmark has done, you know, and his business is gone. There are businesses at Elegushi Beach that are going. They employ a lot of people and they are going. But it's Landmark that everybody, Landmark is just how many stretch compared to, do you know, and it's making it look like it's just about him. And we're talking about something for the greater good.
And there is a compensation involved in all this matter. It's not like, but anyway, we'll see where all this is going. But the honest truth is that even Peter Obi, I think, should give it a rest. It's obvious this matter, this road is happening. They've already started demolishing stuff, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. So that is what it is. I'm not sure we'll be able to take a lot more. Keep in mind, Governor Uzodimma has withheld salaries of 300 staff. They're saying, that people that they need to, there needs to be discipline in the civil service and all that. So that we'll see where all that is going to. There's basically a lot that we couldn't say. Just wanted to put it out there. The NFF has officially appointed Finidi George. He has a very beautiful, what's the word now? Resume. Him as a player. Now, the question is that you can be a good player. How good are you as a coach?
No, the question is, when you select that kind of person or appoint him, give him the wherewithal to work. That is
it makes sense, but the truth is that it doesn't also mean that he's a good coach.
They project some people, not NFF. These are people. Organizations project people just deliberately to fail. We are going to talk about this any other time, honestly, because this is the only time we have for us to respect that chief
that plays
status.
So now let's just take a few comments before we go. Peterman says, Uncle Tokunbo, guess who built Landmark Buildings? ITB's sister company is High Tech, that is building the Lagos Calabar Road, and also the sister company of Eco Atlantic. And Paul is lying that he only found about the so-called demolition 7 days prior.
They always
this is time to come and be going.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys definitely made the show today. We'll be back again definitely tomorrow. And we promise that we will not be late tomorrow. We'll be here on time at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another
comment,
one.
share.
It
subscribe.
was such a wonderful show.
God
Have a
bless you
beautiful,
guys.
beautiful
Bye.
day.
Thank you.
Peace.